Livingston again, showing you the progress for my Milestone 2 turn-in. As you can see, I have added more geometry in here. Not as much as I would have liked because I had to spend a lot of time trying to match my camera because I was having issues with that. But if you see in the wireframe mode, I have successfully managed to match my camera pretty closely, which is about as close as I could manage. So we have shaded, wireframe, shaded, wireframe. And I'll take you in to get a look at the geometry. Now, some of it looks a little skew, like I'll show you this piece right here looks more skewed than it is because I had to scale that in order to match the reference. I've got a lot of stuff placed where they should have been. I adjusted a lot of sizing issues I had with knobs like these, and these weren't appropriately sized to match the reference, so I stretched them in order to get them to match. And up here, I had some issues. Like I got rid of a lot of the extra geometry I didn't need, but a lot of it was like way over here and not matching the reference at all. So I had to spend time moving that around. I scaled all these nuts and bolts down to match the reference a lot more closely. And let's see, a lot of these meters, like their shapes weren't working, so I also moved around some edges and everything to fit into the reference itself. Like some of these holes right here, I moved down as well to match the reference. And I've just been doing a lot of tweaking on the geometry I already had while making a few new shapes in order to try to get a more complete picture. I would have more done, but unfortunately I had to go to my reserve unit this past weekend, so a lot of my work time got cut down because of that. Regardless, I will have much more of this geometry put in by the time Milestone 3 rolls around. I plan to have this part added at base. I plan to have this in there. I'm going to try to get these in there and get them positioned correctly. This compass up here shouldn't be too hard to do. Up here should just be some boxes and everything. And then down here, I'm really going to start to work on making individual shapes and duplicating them where they need to go. I'm going to make all the plating first in order to sort of get my positioning down. And then probably what I'll be working on last is a lot of these big switches right here. And absolutely last is going to be this joystick right here. So that way I can, since I have a secondary reference for this joystick, I'm going to spend a lot of time on here making sure I get the proportions and the geometry right on this. This tag right here is probably going to be close to last as well because I don't do very well with cloth. So I'm going to spend some time on that. I hope to have by the end of this month all of this blocked in and UV'd, but I don't see myself having the kind of time to texture this. But regardless, I will be working solidly and continually in order to try to meet project expectations. So that is my progress so far, and I will have much more done by the time the next milestone rolls around.